Good morning, everybody. This is Roxanne Harris here, coming to you live on Monday, March the 30th. And this morning, I'm so blessed and honored to be able to share something amazing with you this morning. This morning, we are going to be talking all about um, redefining health and strategies for our immune system. So, really exciting to look at that. And we're going to get started this morning and have so much fun together. We have about 45 minutes. You can go ahead and put some chats in the chat box if you like. I'll try and get to them as we go, but you know me, as always, I have so much information to share with you because I am so passionate about health and wellness, and especially what we can do to take care of our own health, to be responsible for our own health, to engage with our health, and really passionately create our own beautiful life. And so just a super quick something about me. You can see I have a whole lot of alphabets after my name. And in the year 2000, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that really took me out. So the disease was called ankylosing spondylitis, and it happened about 2 weeks after my fourth child, my only son, was born. And I woke up that morning to get up to get my kids to school and to feed my baby, and realized I absolutely could not move. Every joint in my entire body was absolutely screaming in pain. It was absolutely atrocious. And over the period of a number of months, I was just really thrown into the medical system. They were baffled and confused by what was going on in my body. All the markers in my body were showing that I was about 86 years old and I was 28. It was a challenge to do daily things. Stirring a pot of macaroni on the stove, I would be gripping the stove in absolute agony, and just tears would be pouring down my face. Walking 10 steps across the room, I would be gripping the walls, gripping my legs, just gritting my teeth to make that happen. And guys, it was a time. It was a time. And, sometimes adversity causes things to rise up in you. And I remember in 2004, my specialist had said to me, there was one medication that worked. We had tried everything, all the drugs, guys, all the drugs in multiple combinations and sequences, to the point that my pharmacist would say to me, Roxanne, you can't like take these together. This could kill you. And I'm like, you got to bring it up with my specialist, because I can't move. I can't pick up my baby. I can't comb my hair and brush my teeth. I can't even sit down on the toilet. The pain is so bad. And anyways, in one day in 2004, my specialist said to me, "I'm so sorry, Roxanne. The only medication that worked for you, Vioxx, has been pulled from the market because it is killing tens of thousands of people, and we can't give it to you anymore. And so, here's a bag of pharmaceutical samples." And she handed me a grocery bag of pharmaceutical samples. She said, "I know none of these work for you. I've got nothing. I've got nothing else. By the time you're 35 years old, you will be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. Have a nice life." And she discharged me from her care. And at that moment, I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. Like, this isn't happening. And that's when, everything within me rose up. And I stood up and I was like, you know what? No. In fact, hell no. There is no way that I am ever getting in that wheelchair. And God, there's got to be something that you've created, Lord, that is going to help me and help my body, because I got 4 babies and I am not getting in a wheelchair. I'm not being a cripple for my life, and I'm not putting that burden on my family. And I rose up and I stood up. And guys, I've been standing up every day since. And I go to some pretty extreme measures to take care of this fine oiled machine, this body of mine. And it's done in a way that really amplifies my body's ability to withstand and to fight. And it is all about supporting your immune system. And so I'm pleased today that we get to do this together, do life together, and we get to talk about immune system strategies for such a time as this. Who's ready? Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me. It's going to be a great morning. And so here we go. What's your definition of health? I think first and foremost, if you don't have a pen or paper, you're probably going to want to grab one. At the end of this webinar, I'm going to show you and teach you, or actually give you, a little workbook for those of you that want to make an effort to be well and to live well. But first of all, what is your definition of health? Like, what does it actually mean to you? What does it mean to be healthy? Because what I've discovered in the North American world is that our measure of health is the absence of a diagnosis, right? The absence of some kind of a critical diagnosis. And what I want to tell you is that in our world right now, diagnoses have become so commonplace that they become normal. And this is a very, very scary place to be, because what's happening is we have normalized sickness. We say everyone has it. Everyone has arthritis. Everyone has diabetes. Everyone has fibromyalgia. Therefore, I'm normal. Guys, normalizing disease is not normal. Any dysfunction of your body is not normal. And my question would be, I get it. You might have a medication that eases your symptoms, but the reality is, if you were to stop taking that medication, what would happen? And usually the response I get is, well, I would know. I mean, my body would scream at me. I would have all these symptoms, and I would know that I have to take those pills. So, guys, here's the reality. Those pills aren't saving your life. They're not supporting you. They're not making your body stronger. And it's up to us. Now, here's a really amazing little uh, description or chart of wellness. And everything is wellness. Even the poorest of health is on the scale of health. It's just, poor health. And I want you to take a really good look at this chart, and I want you to assess where you are on this chart, because you can see that neutral is still that you have some symptoms, that you've got inconsistent diet choices, you don't really exercise, health isn't your priority, you maybe even have some central nervous system dysfunction. So you've got weird buzzing or tingling or ringing in your ears, or sciatica occasionally. Sometimes you're super tired, your energy is up and down, and we call that neutral health, guys. And so what's funny to me is our level of health actually moves up and down the scale based on what's happening, because over time what we see is people saying things like, I have a bowel movement like every 7 to 10 days, but my doctor says that's normal for me. Dude, that is not normal. Guys, can we just agree that that is not normal? Bowel movement should happen every day, at least twice a day. Size, shape, texture, consistency of a super large banana. It should sink to the bottom of the toilet bowl. There should be no odor, and there should really be nothing to wipe. And guys, that would be normal. But your normal is dictated on what your regular is, which doesn't make it normal. I hope you're all following me with that, because that's really important. And looking at your digestive health is one of the key areas that we are actually going to see how we can support your body and your immune system. Now, so I hope you have yourself scored on that chart, because what I want you to look at in these next few minutes together is, instead of saying that's too expensive, I want you to think about saying, my health is just not worth the investment. My health is not worth the investment. Now let's see how that sounds, right? That your health is not worth the investment of you choosing daily health habits that are going to move you forward, move your health forward, stabilize you, make you happier, make you feel good, give you more energy, and support your immune system. And there are things that you can be doing right at home. So how many of you think it's too expensive? What's your time worth? What's your time worth to make a proper breakfast? What's your time worth to get a good night's sleep? So this is our immune system, the short and the gist of it. We've got all kinds of tissues and cells that make up our immune system, and its primary function is to protect your body from threats. And our first line of defense, very surprisingly for most people, is your skin. Your skin is actually the first line of defense for your immune system. And this is why skin health is actually so super important, especially when we're looking at stabilizing the immune system. Now, our second line of defense is our army, known as the white blood cells, made up of a number of different types of white blood cells, macrophages, lymphocytes, B cells, T cells. And then we have other tissues and organs like the thymus and the spleen, all those lymph nodes. And there's special deposits of lymph tissues in the bowels, such as they're called Peyer's patches, for example. And then we have our own antibodies. So when we're looking at supporting the immune system, we're not just looking at supporting I don't know. I don't know what people think the immune system is. Let's say white blood cells. There's a whole host of things that we have to support to make that work. Now, the first line of defense being your skin. I love this picture. I think it's brilliant because, your skin is really, the stop, putting your hand out and saying stop, right? And so what can we do to enhance the integrity of our skin? Because I'll tell you what, in our society, we bedazzle up the outside, just like the picture of this banana. We jewel ourselves up. We get our hair done, our nails done, our toes done. We're always slathering up with something. We're getting body masks and mud masks, going to Herculean efforts, Botox, dermabrasion to buffer the outside of our skin without really looking at what's happening on the inside of our skin. And the whole while, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, we're rotting away just like this banana, right? The outside issues, what's happening on the skin, guys, it's really important to know that the outside issues are just an expression of the inside storm that can evolve into a hurricane or a tsunami at a moment's notice, because you think you're all fine and you're ignoring all of those symptoms, the occasional heartburn, the massive constipation, the gas, the bloating. And then one day you wake up with the diagnosis and you think it was a one day, but it was actually evolving over days and weeks and months and even years that your insides were crying out and you weren't listening. So what are some of the strategies that you can do at home to start taking care of your immune system and including your skin? And so this is a great little chart that I love. Anywhere that you look in natural medicine, and it is becoming a thing now in Western or conventional medicine as well, where we've got these pillars or this pyramid of wellness. And at the bottom is eating right. It's our largest pillar. It's the most effective. It's the most efficient. Then we've got moving our body. We've got rest and managing stress, reducing toxicity, inside and as well, internal as well as external. So from what we breathe, what we put into ourselves and bring into ourselves, and also what we put on ourselves. And then with something I like to call engaging our wellness. So the first pillar we're going to look at is eating right. And maybe you've heard this before, but the food you eat can either be the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. And that really is something to pay attention to. Your food can be your medicine or it can be your poison. And let's pay attention and look at what some of that means. So, the very three basic dietary rules that I'm going to give you for supporting your immune system are: number one, if it wasn't created by God, don't eat it. This is really the best rule. And, when my kids were younger, and we had three rules as well, and we would go to the grocery store, and all the kids knew the rules. Number one, they knew that if it didn't grow on trees or come from the ground, that we weren't buying it. Number two, if it had any words on the label that they couldn't pronounce or they knew didn't grow on trees or didn't come from the ground, we couldn't buy it. And number three, if it had aspartame or any other artificial sugar or sweetener on there, we couldn't buy it, right? And those were the rules. And so the kids would get all excited. They would see something that they saw on TV. They'd go and grab the package all excitedly. Mom, can we get this? I'd be sure. Look at the ingredients. And within a few moments, they'd be like, oh, this has aspartame. Oh, this has a whole bunch of words. I don't know what they are. And they would put it on the shelves and there was no fights because they just knew the rules, right? But every once in a while, they'd get super excited because all of the rules fit and they could try something really awesome and exciting. Now, the issue with aspartame is really, guys, it's rat poison. Aspartame turns into formaldehyde in your body and pickles your internal organs from the inside out. So I know that many people say to me, yeah, it's just a little bit. Yep, just a little bit. And a little bit of rat poison built up over time causes massive distress to your internal organs, to your digestive system, to your brain. And it's really not a good idea. Guys, honestly, on this one, if you are a gum chewer, then gum with just good old regular sugar is going to be a way better solution, or something like xylitol or Splenda would be a better solution than aspartame. Please trust me on this one. Secondly, eat more alkaline foods than acidic foods. Now, we are not good at this by and large because our diet in North America primarily considers is comprised of acid-based foods. And these are grains, so our breads and our cereals, meats, sugar, caffeine, and dairy. These are highly acidic, excluding mother's milk, of course. Now, these are highly acidic foods, and the acid foods just devastate the body. They increase or actually decrease the body's pH. And this is a situation where some of the nasties love to grow. Germs and bacteria, undifferentiated cells grow, really putting a huge stress on your immune system to function properly. Your body's diverting precious energy to try and stabilize internal environment rather than defending yourself. Now, what would you say are alkaline foods? You guessed it. It's all of our vegetables and our fruits are in the alkaline category. And when you look at your plate, consider it to be a clock. And from 12 to 9, that is all vegetable material. And then from 9 to 11, you've got your protein, size, shape, depth of your hand, and then the rest is for your good, healthy fats. And good, healthy fats would be things like your fish or fish oils, coconut oil, eating avocados, walnuts, macadamia nuts, olive oils, things like that. And then number three, your third basic rule for supporting your immune system is stop drinking your calories. Don't drink your calories. Guys, to support your immune system, you need a ton of water. And coffee, tea, juice, milk, etc., alcohol, that is not water. And that is not going to give your immune system the stability and what it needs in order to function well. And we're going to talk about water in just a few minutes. So sometimes under stress, we make some pretty painful decisions, pretty unwise decisions. These we call our comfort foods: tea or coffee or pop, chips, cookies, donuts. Pretty much anything that's laden with sugar is what we go to as comfort foods. And guys, feeling sorry for ourselves and emotionally eating is never a good idea, especially in such a time as this. Because sugar is not a way to fuel your body, and it really holds your immune system hostage for a number of hours and actually really greatly diminishes your body's capacity to ward off invaders and to protect itself. And so, guys, please, whatever you do, this little time of self-isolation, family time, rest and rejuvenation is not to carb load and binge eat. Okay, because this is going to really sabotage your immune system. You're going to be highly susceptible to what's going around in the air, and you're further causing stress and demise of the inside of your body, just like the rotten banana. This is really what we want to look at, right? We want to look at a lot of fresh fruits, vegetables. Guys, I know it's not available everywhere. Your second best is going to be your locally frozen, right? So look for like Canada, grade A frozen, asparagus or green beans or, whatever it is you're looking for. And then it would be your canned fruits and vegetables, of course, coming from your country of origin is preferable because your body is used to those microbes, which is why we look for food that comes from our country. If not, phone up some farmers and, things are beginning to sprout and bud. I highly, highly recommend, guys, next time you're at the grocery store, pick up some seeds, start some lettuce, some tomato plants and things indoors because things are going to get tight in the next coming weeks. And we want to make sure we've got a good supply of vegetables and fruits on the way. So make sure you're harvesting, your rhubarb and the berries this year. And then also considering some really high quality supplementation. I don't have time to go into it in this presentation, but guys, I want you to really consider, doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality. If you're not a fan of this, please talk to me. If you are a fan, put it in the chat box. Tell me how excited you are and how good you feel. These vitamin packs include your essential omega-3 fatty acids. We've got vitamins, minerals, and enzymes, as well as amazing brain food. The Alpha CRS is all for the brain, immune system, and proper cellular support and regeneration. Guys, guaranteed to increase your mood and your energy and decrease pain in your body. We are what we eat, guys. We are what we eat. And please consider that, be a good role model in this season. You don't want to end up looking like one of those donuts by the time your self-isolation is over, because that's going to be a lot more work to bring yourself back into the fine-oiled machine that you are. Consider eating all the colors of the rainbow, like all the colors of the rainbow, right? So there's lots of nuances and shades in the colors of the rainbow. One of the exercises in the workbook is to literally check off the colors of the rainbow to see, what you ate that day that, is in that color, because all of these foods are full of phytonutrients and flavonoids that are exceptional supports during this season. And so flavonoids is a hot topic right now. Flavonoids are extremely beneficial against COVID-19. This has been looked at and proven in some scientific research that's coming out. They basically smother the virus. And so eating the colors of the rainbows, super important. So some of you look at this and go, well, what would I even eat for breakfast? Because that's all like craziness. And this is often a breakfast that I have. Some nice romaine lettuce. I've got my cucumbers and olives. I've got some red cabbage sauerkraut. So for some extra probiotics, as well as getting in my purples. Sometimes I'll throw on some tomatoes or some walnuts, artichokes as well. And then I like to have a couple of runny eggs as part of my dressing with a little bit of olive oil. So guys, try it. Let me know what you think. What a great way to boost your immune system first thing in the morning rather than filling it and flooding it with sugar. Now, in a very quick drive-by, I go into more depth in this in my programs, but there is well-known, well-documented scientifically, a gut-brain immune system relationship where your brain, your immune system, and your gut, your digestive system, talk to each other on a continuous feedback loop. And, what's really important to note is that at the center is actually your gut. 80% of your immune system is in your gut. 80% of your immune system is in your gut. Now, this is huge because what are you all feeding your gut, right? And how are you sabotaging your immune system? Because when it's full of negative nutrient foods and sugars, caffeines, etc., guys, you're crushing your immune system. But not only that, you're allowing challenging bacteria to begin to grow that further suppress your immune system and your brain function. And in fact, those little critters will say to your brain, we're dying, give us sugar, more sugar. And then, like a good soul, you comply. So, guys, I assure you, you are not dying without a sugar overload. So the reality is we said don't drink your calories. Water, guys, water, 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 water. I'll just have water. I'll just have water. I'll just have water. My cup of joy is water, guys. To understand the amount of water that your body requires to do basic, normal body function, take your weight, divide it by 2. That gives you the number of ounces of water that you have to drink every day. So, for example, if you weighed 128 pounds, divide by 2 is 64. That equals 8 cups or 2 liters of water every day. That is to do basic day-to-day normal body function. So, why is water important and what does it do? Well, water helps with more efficient digestion and elimination, getting all the toxins out of the body. It gives us healthier skin. Yay! It actually helps with that skin barrier. It increases detoxification, it lubricates our joints, regulates our body temperature, regulates the blood pressure, prevents kidney damage, supports weight loss, boosts exercise performance, helps distribute oxygen in the body. That is a requirement. Makes minerals and nutrients more accessible. The airways depend on your water. Another good reason why we need water in this time of isolation. Our airways really need water to function well. It cushions the brain, the spinal cord, and other tissues, and it forms our saliva and mucus. And so, if we want to be able to, you know, lubricate properly and get rid of, germs and things that are in our mouth and flush them into the stomach where they'll be killed by the hydrochloric acid. Guys, we've got to have more water. We've got to increase our salivation. So if you've got a dry mouth, that is already dehydration. It's not, gee, I think I'm thirsty. It's dehydration. It is dehydration. So guys, get your water going. We really have to stop letting food and drink be the boss of us. This is really important to understand. You are the boss of you. It is time to make conscious decisions where you eat better foods to help your immune system, your digestive system, your skin, your brain to function better. And don't you want more energy? Don't you want to feel like a rock star every day? And so please, I'm begging of you in this time, in this season especially, you've got to stop the sugar. The average American consumes 120 pounds of sugar per year compared to the early 1900s where people ate 5 pounds of sugar. Guys, stop eating the O's. So if you see the O's on your ingredients, maltose, sucrose, all of those things, guys, stop. Get rid of it. Stop the sugar crazy. And P.S., just wanted to let you know that bread, crackers, cereals is pure sugar to your body. This is not a health food. Guys, all of the food pyramids tell us to eat, in Canada, the food rainbow, interesting. The food rainbow tells us to eat 10 to 12 servings of grains. Guys, that's an entire loaf of bread every day. That's an entire loaf of bread. And is it any wonder why our immune systems are falling apart? All of those diseases that we talked about in the beginning, arthritis, fibromyalgia, diabetes, etc., these are immune system failures. It's not a joint failure. I mean, eventually it is, but it starts with the immune system. Guys, we got to do better. Next wellness pyramid is moving our body at all costs. Seriously, at all costs. I told you in the beginning that, I had some major physical challenges, major health challenges in the year 1999 was when it all started for me. And in 2000, I was diagnosed with a crippling autoimmune disease. But guys, I made a decision. I made a decision to get up every day. 5 years ago, I had a hip replacement, almost 5 years ago. And, I had great challenges walking. I explained that to you. And over the years, basically on the right side of my body, I just used to throw my body forward. And, all the doctors just kept telling me it was part of the process. And, that's the way that it was until I had a major injury and it wasn't resolving, even with my fine diet and protocols and healthcare. And so I had some x-rays done to find out that my hip was actually fused into the socket. And, when I went to see the surgeon, he was amazed. He was absolutely flabbergasted that I was walking, if you could call it that, he said, into his office, because according to his x-rays, it was physically impossible for me to walk. And I said, okay, but nobody told me that. And what choice do I have? I have to get up every day. And so, guys, are you getting up every day? No one told me that I should be able to walk, so I did. Was it hard? Oh, yeah. It was brutally hard, guys. But I chose to get up every day. So you got to make the choice. You got to make the choice that your good diet, that your water, that taking care of you starts today. Get up. This is part of getting up. You don't get up and eat pie and cookies all day long. You get up and make every day count, because you got up today and you are breathing, which means it's way better than the alternative. So it's got to be a good day. So make it a good day by giving your body the fuel that it needs so that your immune system can withstand the assault that is happening. You know, I love to dance. I think is an amazing way to move your body. But when you move your body, you change your mind. When you shift your body, you shift your mind. Movement is essential for flow of life, right? Everything in life, should flow. The river flows, right? Everything has a flow. And what is your flow? We've got to get into a flow. If you're feeling down and out, then you should have a dance party, right? You should get up, go for a walk. You should get up and do some exercises. You should get up and play with the kids, play tag, do some finger painting. It doesn't matter. Move your body. What are the benefits of exercise? It improves your overall defense activity. This means it upregulates or assists your immune system. It improves your metabolic health. You've got more energy naturally. It improves your mental health because it releases endorphins, which are happy, feel good hormones, and thereby decreases cortisol, which is your anti-stress hormone, which a lot of you are producing right now because of fear and stress and anxiety and unknown. And just moving your body will help you to process what's happening better. It improves oxygenation, which helps to flush out bacteria out of your lungs. It improves your circulation. It increases antibodies and circulations of white blood cells. What? That is amazing. Especially it increases T cells, which are extremely important in helping with any type of an attack on the immune system. It helps to launch the cascade of antibodies and whatnot. And it increases our body temperature, which is also a good thing. Studies show that moderate intensity exercise cuts down on the number of colds you get, and that the type of exercise even includes things like a 20 to 30-minute walk every day, going to the gym, or biking with your kids a few times a week. Researchers found that regular walking actually leads to higher number of white blood cells, which fights infections. In other studies, researchers found that 65-year-olds who did regular exercise had the same number of T cells, those special immune system cells, a specific type of white blood cell. Theirs were as high as people in their 30s. Guys, exercise is it. Dance is a hidden language of the soul. I find dance so freeing. It allows you to express yourself. And, if you're finding that you're getting sucked into all of the drama and everything, just shake it off and do a little bit of a dance, because even if it's for 30 seconds, guys, it really does help. Now, I work out because I love my body, not because I hate it. And some of you guys are all working out because you hate your body. So the reason it's not working for you is because you don't like your body, right? And you find it a chore and I have to. How about you get to? How about you get to move your body? How about you get to love your body? How about you get to make it into a fine-tuned machine? How about you get to increase your cardiovascular endurance? How about you get to support your immune system by moving your body? That's a way better way to think of things. So, rest and managing stress. Love this topic. How many of you actually take time to stop and smell the roses? Are you too anxious, too rushed? Do you not care? Guys, I make it a regular habit to smell the roses. When I leave my house, I'm smelling what's in bloom. I'm bringing in flowers into the house because it's that momentary oasis that helps your brain connect with actual life, right? Sensual, just exploration and awesomeness, just breathing in the goodness of life. So, guys, take time to stop and smell the roses. You are not too busy to smell the roses. Trust me on that. It helps with the decreasing of the stress. If you do not make time for your wellness, straight up, you're going to be forced to make time for your illness. So, guys, make the choice now. Do you recharge yourself as much as you recharge your phone? That's a really important thought right now. Do you recharge yourself as much as you recharge your phone? And I get it. We're on social isolation, which means that your schedule is greatly reduced, and praise God for that. I thank the Lord above that, He's given you this rest period, whether, you like what's going on in the world or not. And not everyone is on rest, but we are in a way because all of our activities and our overscheduling and our busyitis has disappeared. And now you actually get more time. Make the time count. Make the time a time of recharging, of reframing, of regrouping, of figuring out what's actually important to you. If you talk about it, it's just a dream. If you envision it, it's possible. But if you schedule it, it's real. And so, guys, can you schedule your rejuvenating rest? Rejuvenating rest are the things that you do that absolutely feed your soul and make your heart sing. They are the exact thing that you stop doing as soon as you get too busy because you don't schedule in time for you. You don't schedule in time to make your heart sing and your spirit soar. And guys, it's so crucially important. You got to do it because when you engage with that thing that makes your heart sing, it says to your brain, to your body, to your immune system, life is worth living. It's going to be okay. It refuels you and recharges you more than a good night's rest. Rest is not just about sleep. Even though, guys, all adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night in a cool, dark, totally dark room, getting to bed before midnight. This is some of my scheduled rest. Guys, I was supposed to be in Cancun this week celebrating my nephew's wedding. Since we're not doing that, I'm dreaming of palm trees and blue skies and sunshine, right? Schedule it, dream about it, get some rejuvenating rest in. So, proper sleep. Guys, every hour you sleep before midnight is like sleeping 2 hours after midnight. Your sleep before midnight is your restoration. This is your recharge. This is why when you go to sleep after midnight, you don't feel rested or recharged because it is not proper sleep. This is when your body is totally busy fixing, healing, repairing, restoring itself. And if you're waking up at certain hours of the night, every night at 2, every night at 3, every night at 4, it signals substantial issues with your internal organs. If you're waking up at 2 and 3 in the morning, you've got some liver issues. If you're waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, your cortisol issues are off. You're getting into some adrenal issues. The hypothalamus, pituitary, the adrenal axis is going wonky, so messing up your blood sugars. So, guys, it is better for you to go to sleep at 9 o'clock and wake up at 5 than it is for you to go to sleep at 2 o'clock and wake up at 9. For real. And we all know that. We've all been to parties until 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning, and you can sleep until 2 or 3 or 4 the next day, and you never feel rested. So, what is it? I mean, every one of us has a timestamp. One day there won't be a one day. You've got to make a choice to live well now. You've got to choose to support your immune system now. Supporting your immune system when you're sick is the wrong time. You're already behind. You are going to have to do substantially more to get your immune system back on track than if you were supporting it all the way along. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Now, I'm a big faith girl. I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I believe that there is a God above and that he sits on the throne. And I believe that faith is one of the most amazing things that we can have. And that faith is something that so up levels your immune system. It's crazy. It's like we have a total, physical immune system. We've got an emotional immune system, and then we've got a spiritual immune system. And guys, your spirit needs to be tight with God, right? You need to enter into his rest, into his peace, and into his joy. It's so important for our wellness. Reducing toxicity. So remember, we talked about the whole skin thing and the skin being the massive major barrier, right? And reducing toxicity is crucial because we do a lot of stuff to our skin that greatly increases the toxicity, sabotages our immune system, sabotages our internal organs. So just a reminder, hey girl, hey you, drink some water. How many of you have been drinking water since we started this little presentation? So here's an example of eczema. And, we look at this and say, well, that's just an ugly skin thing. That's just a skin issue, like fix that. Guys, so if we look at the integrity of the skin here, the barrier of the skin is damaged. This is a possibility for germs and infection to come in. It also is detracting the body from doing what it should be doing to trying to fix this all the time. So it's letting other things go unnoticed. Guys, and not only that, but a lot of people are putting a whole bunch of garbage on this and further increasing toxicity. Remember, the barrier of your skin is crucial to your immune system, but also, guys, what's happening on your skin is actually a gut problem. It's an issue with your digestive system and your bowels. Please understand this. I'm not going to go into that because we will talk about it in some of my other programs, but understand your skin is screaming loud and hard about what's happening in your digestive system. If you put it on your skin, you eat it. So have the understanding, if you're putting it on your skin, you're absorbing that into your body, into your bloodstream, and you are eating that. So when those containers tell you don't eat if you ingest, emergency, call poison control, think twice about putting it on your skin. Sometimes our toxicity comes from the environment around us. So this was a picture I took almost a year ago, actually, in Kathmandu, Nepal. We've got all kinds of toxicity: noise, chaos, pollution, screen time. They're all toxic and can be not only overwhelming to the senses, but also to the immune system. So here's an amazing website, the environmental working group.org, skin deep. Guys, you can go there and you can type in any body care product, skin care, hair care, cosmetic, shampoo, whatever it is, sunscreen. You can type it in and they're going to tell you on a scale of 1 to 10 how dangerous and how toxic that product is. And guys, you would be surprised at what's being flaunted around as being non-toxic out there on the world stage that's got super high scores of carcinogens and neurotoxins and other hormone disruptors and other dangers. So exceptional for you to take a look at that. And I also want to bring up that your thoughts are nutrients too, right? You've got good thoughts that are life-giving. You've got bad thoughts that are not. The Bible says that life and death is in the power of the tongue. Over and over again, we hear scriptures that talk about how the tongue can really trap you. And so, what are the thoughts that you're thinking right now? Come on, I want to know, what are the thoughts that are going through your mind about the state of the world, about your body, about the way you look, and what kind of energy is that sending into your body? If you can't get off social media and you're freaking out about what's on the TV and what's on, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and everything is doom and gloom and negative, you need to turn it off. You need to turn it off, because that is sending a very negative message to your body and to your immune system. And the reality is it is actually downgrading your wellness. It's like speaking death over yourself. So guys, for real, turn it off. The other thing that speaks is actually your own voice. What thoughts do you allow to roam freely in your mind about yourself, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually? What are the thoughts that literally should be locked away in the deep abyss forever? Guys, as a Christian, I have the mind of Christ. The Word of God says that. And if Jesus isn't thinking it or saying it or doing it, or, when he was alive, um, guys, why are we? Like, if we have the mind of Christ, guys, we have to take those thoughts captive and speak a better word over ourselves. I am lovely. I am beautiful. I am healthy. I am strong. My immune system is a fortress. These are the words that we need to speak out. Any area of your life which you have no hope is under the influence of a lie. So take that into consideration. If you are hopeless about the state of the world right now, that is a lie. Start reading better things. Start speaking better things, watching better things. Guys, instead of Netflix, hop on over to PureFlix, Pure Flix, right? These are good, solid, amazing, godly shows with good messages and values and morals. And then engaging our wellness. So this is what you all been waiting for, no doubt. So the three top things that you can do right now to support your immune system, not only now, but every day, guys. High quality vitamin C with bioflavonoids. Ascorbic acid is fine. Okay. Artificially made vitamin C is the only nutrient that is actually biochemically the same as vitamin C just plucked out of an orange. Okay. It's identical. You need to be consuming at least 2,000 milligrams per day, if not more, especially if you have an autoimmune disease. Especially if you've got cardiovascular disease, diabetes. It should have bioflavonoids. Flavonoids, I mentioned earlier when we were talking about eating the colors of the rainbow. Flavonoids are extremely helpful at helping to smother viruses and really helping boost up the immune system. High quality vitamin D3. So right now, with the current crises in the world, when our immune system gets involved and our respiratory system gets involved to that degree, it creates what's called a cytokine storm. Vitamin D3 is exceptional at stopping, preventing, or limiting the cytokine storm. You need 2,000 international units per day. Highly am going to recommend a drop form, either emulsified or even a liposomal D for optimum absorption right in the salivary glands. And then you would be very well advised to pick up some zinc, 25 to 80 milligrams with food per day. I'm going to recommend that at supper time with food. Zinc, especially early in the morning, can cause a little bit of nausea for some people, especially if you're not eating a good breakfast. So supper is the best. And so this would be the basic general information for everybody at this time, but throughout the year, to keep your immune system strong all the time, in combination with everything else we've talked about, including drink some water. So let's have some water. Chug it. Don't sip it. So is this going to be day one, or is it going to be one day for you? Right? Is it going to be one day I'm going to, do what she's saying? Or is it going to be day one? Are you going to fight for your day one? Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. Hippocrates said this thousands of years ago, guys. Come on. Or however long ago he lived. It was a long time ago. The preservation of health is easier than the cure of disease. So there you have it. That's your immune system stabilization pyramid right there, your wellness pyramid. Eat right, move your body, manage stress, reduce your toxicity, and engage with your wellness. All of those things must be in place to engage your immune system and make sure that you're not going to end up as a number. And even if you do get the virus, it will be way less than had you been doing your regular day to day. Sometimes you have to let go of the picture of what you thought life would be like and learn to find the joy in the story you're living. The story we're living today is very different than the story we're living a month ago or 2 months ago. This is your story today. Today is going to be your day one. Refuse for this to be a one-day thing. Guys, you can make better choices right now. I know that you can. You can't go back in time and edit your history. So even if you have an autoimmune disease, even if you need to lose a few pounds, even if you haven't exercised in years, guys, you can rewrite the ending to the life that you desire to live well. You can rewrite it today, starting today. Today is day one. It's not one day. Make today day one. Getting healthy might seem really expensive until you realize that being healthy is absolutely priceless. Love your body. It's the only place you have to live. It's the only place, guys. I made a choice to get up every day. I made a choice to fight for this body because it's the only place I have to live. It's the only place I can be me. It's the only place I can be a mom. It's the only place I can be a wife to my Mr. Wonderful. It's the only place that I can give out of what I've learned to the world. It's the only place I can give out of the overflow of what God has given me to the world around me. You've got to take care of your body. I made a decision a while ago, guys, that I am wonderful. I am a wellness warrior. Rise up. Wonder Woman is a state of mind. I choose to see myself as Wonder Woman. Wonderfully, fearfully, amazingly made and created. I am a wellness warrior. Won't you join me? Won't you join in the fight for wellness, for yourself, for your family, for those around you? My love story begins today. Every day is a new day to begin the love story of my life, to love those around me. And so I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Thank you for attending and investing in your wellness. And if you want today, I highly recommend it to be your day one. You can send me an email for your complimentary workbook to help you get on track. You can email info at engagewellness.ca. That's info at engagewellness.ca. That's engagewellness.info at engagewellness.ca. Guys, thanks so much. Thank you so much for being with me this morning. It's been an absolute delight and a complete pleasure. And I look forward to working with you more. Guys, you've got this. Today is a great day. Love you so much. Hopefully, you have had a great morning. And this has been Roxanne Harris, inspiring you guys engage with your wellness and create your own beautiful life.